Okay, Alpha Sports 406. This is Dallas.
This is Ricky.
And we are coming to you in week, what is this, 9?
Week 9 of NFL season, yes.
Week 9 of NFL season.
So
all right.
About ninth episode.
Last week was pretty predictable.
It was.
Last week was pretty predictable. You went 13-2 and I went 12-3. So I mean,
correct.
Anytime you get you pick 13 winners, and it's fairly predictable.
Right.
I mean, because you're down 10 games already.
Only difference was, yeah. I mean, I need a comeback.
Yeah.
I took the Chargers. You took the Bears.
Did I take the Bears on that one?
You took the Bears, yeah.
I could have. I think you're fucking cheating. I could have sworn I took the Chargers, but it's all right.
Then I took Buffalo and you took Philadelphia. So there was another one.
That was a swing my way.
That evened us back out.
Okay.
And then the game where I actually got ahead on you was I took the Niners and you took Carolina.
Yeah, I knew that one.
So
I knew that one. That one.
So that was my game up on that one. But
did you? I mean, that was a horrible. I mean, that was crazy. I think it was 28-7 or 28-0 in the first half.
Yeah.
And it was like that.
Well, one of the Panthers' defensive ends, I can't remember who it was, what he said. He's like, they're not that good. After they just pounded them 51-7 or something like that.
Yeah, but I think in situations like, because the Panthers aren't that bad.
No, and
I think if they play that game, don't get me wrong, with the Niners defense, I think if they play that game 9 times out of 10. That's 9 times out of 10. That's a way closer game.
Yeah,
maybe 4 out of 10 Panthers win it.
And I don't think he meant it like that. He was just saying they're not like jaw dropping, just
right,
head and shoulders better than everybody.
Well, they also have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL this year, if not the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Yeah, they haven't had a huge, overly difficult one.
No, Panthers I think was their toughest call, their toughest play, or the toughest team that they've played so far. They haven't played the Seahawks yet, right?
No, they have not played the Seahawks. They play the Seahawks either next week or the week after, and I believe it's a Sunday or Monday night game.
So that should be a good game.
Yeah,
that should be a good
hell of a game.
And they played the Rams,
That's
right?
That's gonna be a test for. Yes, they did play the Rams.
But the Rams aren't the same Rams this year.
No,
not even close.
They're not.
The Rams don't scare you like they did last year. I think
by the end of the season, the Rams might. I mean, they're obviously getting better over the last few weeks.
Well, Sean McVay is a whiz kid. I mean, he's gonna figure it out. I love Sean McVay. I'm not a big Rams fan. I mean, I like the Rams. They're okay. But I'm a big Aaron Donaldson fan. I think that guy's an animal.
Yeah.
I would love to see Jared Goff do good. I'm a huge Cooper Kupp fan. But at the end of the day, I'm not a huge Rams fan. But I love Sean McVay.
So I know I text you when the Rams and Bucks played a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Did you ever go back and look at the Aaron Donald, or not the Rams and Bucks, the Rams and Falcons when they played? Did you ever go back and look at the Aaron Donald, Dante Freeman fight?
No.
I
heard it. Right? Didn't Dante Freeman punch him?
Yeah. Well, kind of. I mean, I can't remember what it started. They just started pushing each other back and forth, and like Freeman's like legit in Aaron Donald's face. Aaron Donald is a big boy.
Yeah,
he's not he's like tall, but he's just.
Well, I'm telling you, he's a cut up 300 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, in every way that in his stature, he's a big dude. He just like grabbed Freeman by the shoulder pads and just lifted him. You can clearly see his feet are off the ground.
Aaron Donaldson is a cut up 300 pounds.
Like that's gotta be deflating. Like you're trying to talk shit, you're trying to be a tough guy, you're trying to be a badass, and the dude you're talking shit to just lifts you up off the ground.
Do you imagine the conversation? Man, put me down. We're on TV, motherfucker.
I'm a grown ass man.
Okay. Anyway, so. Today, we'll review last week's games real quick, move on to something, then I got a little game for you to play.
Cool. Well, we got to talk about some trades.
We got to talk about some trades. We got to talk about a big fight coming up.
Got a big fight coming up.
Well, I mean, is it a big fight, though?
I don't think I'm not excited about this fight, to be honest with you.
I'm excited about the fight because I like Nate Diaz.
All right, well, let's just start with the fight then. Let's just start there.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it. I mean, it has nothing to do with Nate Diaz or Masvidal. I mean, it's not... To me, this isn't like a main event for a fight. I mean, there should be another fight on this card that is just as big, if not bigger names.
Well, the Darren Till Gastelum fight, in all reality, is a big fight. Gastelum does not lose a lot.
No,
he's not. I mean, he's a gritty fucking guy. He was one shot away from a title shot. Did he get a title shot? He was one shot away from the title because Adoncian or whatever his name is beat him.
Correct.
Gastelum, and I don't give the guy much credit, but he's a tough guy.
He is a tough guy.
And Darren Till is an animal. The Masvidal fight, I think he wins more than he loses. right? I don't think he'd lose to Masvidal again. Darren Till is a better striker. He's a better fighter than Masvidal. Masvidal's just tough.
I guess my biggest problem with this fight is they're hyping it up to be this huge fight of these just top-notch fighters. Nate Diaz is a top-notch fighter.
Nate Diaz is a top-notch fighter.
He's a top-notch fighter.
100%. Masvidal is not.
And I don't know. I guess
he's 1-2 in his last 3 fights.
Right, and that's my biggest. One of my biggest problems with this fight is, to me, that knee with Askren is still lucky. I don't care.
Oh, 100%.
I don't care how much you game plan for it. You think Askren's going to come in, he's going to shoot. I don't care how many times you play that scenario out in training.
Yeah.
You don't know for sure. How that fight's going to go out. I mean,
Askren wins that fight 9 times out of 10.
Just luck to be have it. He comes in, he shoots. Masvidal nails the knee he's been working on. Okay, so to me that's a lucky win. I mean, a win's a win. Don't get me wrong.
I agree.
But it's still just it's a fluke win. I guess I can say
now
lucky.
to take away from Ben Askren on that side a lot and getting a little off topic just because Askren has not looked good in his 3 fights. He got knocked out. He technically, in my opinion, should have lost the Robbie Lawler fight. Robbie Lawler had him knocked out.
Correct.
And Robbie Lawler knocked him back into consciousness.
He woke him back up.
No, he knocked him back into consciousness. And that's a thing. We've seen that before. That's not. He had Lawler out. He had Askren out. And then this last fight, which is a stylistic nightmare for Askren. Damian Maia is a better striker because everybody's a better striker than Askren.
Well,
the guy's a robot.
I want to see Askren and Jake Shields box.
That would be the worst boxing match in history. That'd be the worst and the slowest boxing match in history.
Right.
But I think Jake Shields is a better striker than Askren.
That says a lot.
And that says a lot. It's that bad. Because Askren's never had to use his hands because he just gets you to the ground. But you can't go to the ground with Damian Maia because the guy is a genius on the ground and he's going to submit you. He is the best MMA grappler there is, hands down. And it's because of his jiu-jitsu. He can beat you on the top, or if you're a stud wrestler like Askren is, he can beat you from the bottom. So it's a bad matchup for Askren. I kind of think, personally, in my opinion, Dana White is doing this on purpose because I don't truly think Dana White likes Askren in the UFC. I genuinely feel
Dana White's the one that traded for him.
Yeah, for a purpose, though. For a week. He had to trade for him. It was a money move to trade for him because the guy was 19-0 and talking all this shit, right?
Well, then he also got rid of a guy that...
Then he comes in and puts him against the nightmare in Robbie Lawler, who has some of the best takedown defense, who is one of the best sprawl and brawl guys in the business, and has knockout power. And he squeaked away with a win when I don't think he should have. Then you put him against Masvidal, who's just a tough dude, right? And he gets knocked out, and then you put him against Maia, who I just don't think Askren can beat Maia.
Right.
And I don't think Askren has a way to beat Damian Maia. He doesn't have a toolbox to beat Damian Maia. I think he loses that fight almost every single time. So I personally feel like Dana White kind of set this up, and that's easier for me to say because I'm an outsider looking in. And do I think Dana White thinks like that? Maybe sometimes because I think he's an asshole like that, which is one of the reasons I love Dana White.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't put it past Dana White.
But
for sure.
I mean, it's just. If you're coming in, you don't want Robbie Lawler as your fucking first fight.
No.
And then you don't want Damian Maia as that fight from Askren. That's just a dumb move by Askren.
Especially coming off a loss.
Yeah. So, but I agree with you. Masvidal is not a top tier fighter.
Right. And
this bad motherfucker belt is kind of ridiculous.
Right. And well, that's kind of where I was going when I talked about the Askren fight. So you're coming off the Askren fight. Just that fluke win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you go to Dana White, okay, now granted, he lost 2 fights in a row before he beat Askren.
Mm-hmm.
So he beats Askren, and then he goes to Dana White and says, bring me someone that can beat me. Bro, you're 1-2 in your last 3 fights. A lot of people are beating you.
Yeah, you're not fucking walking through everybody.
So that combined with just all the BMF, I mean, I guess it's a Diaz thing.
Well, it's kind of dumb. But I'm a huge Diaz fan, as you know, but I think it's kind of dumb. But... Now, here to this side of it, if Masvidal can pull off this win, and I think Masvidal can. Do I think Nate Diaz wins? Yes. But Masvidal is a more powerful striker. And if he connects with Nate Diaz, he can drop him. Do I think he can knock him out? I don't know, because I think Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz are almost impossible to knock out.
Yeah.
But I think Masvidal can knock him down. And he can put him in a bad situation. The problem is as soon as you knock him down, you've got to engage him on the ground, and then you're screwed. Because if this fight goes to the ground at all, Nate Diaz will tool him just like he did McGregor, right? It's a joke. So, but I do think Masvidal is bigger. I think he's stronger. I think he's a more powerful striker. Last time I thought, and as I'm a fan of Nate Diaz, last time I thought Nate Diaz was going to look a little bad, or I thought someone was going to make him look bad, was the Anthony Pettis fight, because I think Nate Diaz really struggles with athleticism, and he did not.
No.
So,
he looked great in that fight.
And I think Nate Diaz is technically the underdog. And
I believe he might be.
If he's under the underdog coming into Vegas odds, that goes to show what Dana White has done with the promoting of this fight.
Right.
Because Nate Diaz should not be the underdog coming into this fight.
And I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting hyped up about this fight.
I like it. I like Nate Diaz. I like the toughness behind the fight. I actually am a huge Darren Till fan. I was bummed when Masvidal beat him, and I think Masvidal got a little lucky with him. I think Darren Till got lazy in that third round. But I don't know, man. I'm anxious to see the fight just because it's Nate Diaz fight. Nate Diaz is always fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch. I probably won't watch it live, but I'll definitely watch a replay.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and truth be told, you know, what the funny thing is we've already had probably 15 reservations here at the bar. Which is the most
people like to watch Nate Diaz fight.
Which is more than Stipe and Daniel Cormier had.
Yeah.
So they've done a great job promoting it.
Oh, they did a hell of a job.
They've done a great job of making Masvidal more important than he really is. I just don't think he's that great of a fighter. He's a brawl kind of guy.
He got to start in backyard fighting.
Yeah, I know. So let's pick winners and what the round is. Let's write this down. Winners in the round. What do you say?
Are we just doing the main event?
Let's do the top two. The two.
Till and Gaslam.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. We'll just write it right here. So we got Masvidal and Diaz and Till Gaslam, right? So we're just going to do those ones?
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's start with Till Gaslam.
Till Gaslam, I go Gaslam by unanimous decision.
You got Gaslam by unanimous decision.
I do. I don't think. And here's why. A brief description why, because I always want to say why. I don't think Gaslam can knock out Till, but I don't think Till can put Gaslam away. And Gaslam's tougher, and I like Darren Till. But Gaslam is just a grind out kind of guy. He's had some good fights against some really good opponents. They can't seem to put him away. And if Till can't put him away in the first round, I don't foresee him. I foresee Gaslam getting the win.
Right.
And Gaslam's striking is underrated. He's very technical. He's not super strong. I mean, he's got that knockout against Bisping, but I mean, that's since then what has he done?
Right.
Not a lot. And Bisping was old and at the end of his career, and that happened. So I don't think Gaslam can knock out Till, but I don't think Till can finish Gaslam either. And I think if it goes 3, then Gaslam wins.
This is a tough fight. It seems like every time I go against Gaslam, he wins.
That's what I'm saying. I want to go Darren Till.
I don't know why he's as successful as he is.
I don't think he's not exciting. He's kind of a boring fucking fighter.
He is, but
he's tough.
He's tough, and he just grinds it out.
He just grinds it out.
So I think I'm with you on the Gaslam.
He's not amazing anywhere, but he's decent everywhere.
Yeah. So, and I agree that I think Till's going to come out on fire, and I think he's going to gas himself out.
Now, I will say Till's not dropping in this fight.
No.
I mean, he was dropping down to 170, and that's a big motherfucker for 170. He walks right at 210.
Right.
So he might not gas out as quick. I don't know.
I think he's going to come out wanting to prove something.
I think so.
And I think that might.
Now let me say this: I want to see Darren Till knock out Gaslam because I'm not a fan of Gaslam, and I am a fan of Darren Till.
Yeah, I like Darren Till,
but
I just think he might be too hyped up for this fight. I think he's going to come out to try to prove too much.
Yeah, I just don't know if he can put Gaslam away. Gaslam is just underrated, I think, and I underrate him. So I don't know.
All right, so main event. I'm actually going to go Diaz.
I got Diaz 3rd round submission.
You're going 3rd round sub?
Yeah.
I'm going to go. I think it goes decision.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go unanimous decision.
Okay. With Diaz?
I'm gonna go Diaz wins by unanimous decision.
Okay. I don't think Diaz is gonna try to get the fight to the ground. I think Masvidal is gonna get tired. I think they're gonna end up in a clinch, and then I think I think Nate Diaz is going to be like, well, why the fuck not? He's going to take him down. He's going to submit him. If that fight goes to the ground, Nate Diaz will submit him.
Right. So you're saying third round sub.
I am.
All right. So now we got that fight out of the way. There was a questionable Instagram picture last week.
Now, unfortunately, I hear that it's not even close.
No. Now Dana White has came out and said McGregor-Cerrone is in the works for January.
Oh, my gosh. This makes me so happy.
That's the fight they're trying to make happen.
So this makes
Obviously, both guys want it.
Yeah. This makes me super happy. It also makes me super bummed. Here's why it's super happy. I don't like McGregor, right? But I would like to see him come back, and I hope to God he has stepped away for the past year and a half, 2 years, whatever it's been, a year, and has done nothing but work on his fucking ground game.
I doubt it.
Right? Probably not. But I hope he does. 2, I love Donald Cerrone, and I don't think Cerrone can beat McGregor right now.
Yeah, and see, that's the part that worries me about this fight is just where is Cerrone's head? He's had a couple bad defeats lately.
Yeah. This is he can get knocked out. Now, granted, he's gotten knocked down against bigger opponents, and Justin Gaethje's a tough dude. But Justin Gaethje's striking is not as crisp as McGregor's. It's not as fast as McGregor's.
So now, if Cerrone, you got to take this fight to the ground.
But does Cerrone take it to the ground? No,
because he never takes the fight to the ground.
Exactly. So yes, if Cerrone would sit there and use his double leg, because Cerrone has an extremely underrated double leg takedown. His wrestling is extremely underrated, and he is very good on the ground. Very, very good on the ground. So he went to the ground with Nate Diaz, and they went back and forth. So if Cerrone is intelligent enough, I don't want to say intelligent enough because he's intelligent enough. It's just a matter of this guy just wants to stand up and fight.
He's going to want him.
He's going to want to stand up and take it out.
Put the fight on. The fans want to see, and the fans want to see Cerrone McGregor have a stand-up war.
Yeah, and if that happens, I think Cerrone gets knocked out.
You think it's knocked out? It's tough. I'm a McGregor fan. I like McGregor. I think he's fun to watch, and I think he's good for the sport, just because he's got like that Brock Lesnar quality where he sells fights.
But it's gone away a little bit. Because he's shown that he's not invincible, right? He has shown that he has a chink in the armor, right? He's got a massive chink in the armor, and it is his ground game, and he can't hang on the fucking ground with a wet paper bag. Nate Diaz, he shot against Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz in that first fight made him look stupid. Yeah. He sat there and he took the biggest punches he could, right? And then Nate Diaz starts putting it together. And then McGregor got so desperate and just disoriented that he shot in on Nate Diaz. Dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life,
right? I don't think I've ever seen McGregor shoot on anybody.
The worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, that was, in my opinion, I don't want to say that was McGregor looking for a way out, but holy shit, why would you do that?
Yeah.
And then, and let's not take away the fact that he got dominated by Chad Mendes for 2 rounds.
Yeah.
After Chad Mendes took the fight on a 2-week notice off the couch. Right, and then he got tired, and then he took over.
Mendes has phenomenal wrestling.
Amazing wrestling, right? Then he goes in. Nate Diaz doesn't even try to take it to the ground really in the second fight, and they have a stand-up war, right? Because that's what Nate Diaz was. He's just like Donald Cerrone.
That's what he wants,
right? They wanted to have a stand-up war, which was very controversial. It could have went either way.
Yeah, that was a really close
fight. That was
a
good fight.
That's one of those fights that you don't really have an argument for the decision.
Yep.
You may have I wanted to go the other way.
Yep.
But you have no.
But it doesn't matter.
You can't say definitively that it should have gone the other way.
Then he comes in against Khabib, and Khabib makes him look like a child.
But did anybody really think McGregor was going to win that fight?
I mean, I think there was a shit ton of people absolutely that thought
I'm a huge McGregor fan, and I didn't think he had any chance because I knew that fight was going to go exactly the way it went.
But I don't think people realize. I think people are so. Here's the deal. You and I are a little bit different. I think we're a little bit more. We're a little bit more knowledgeable and well versed as just your average fan. I mean, you and I watched this, 16 years ago in our basement of our first apartment together.
Correct.
When Tito Ortiz was old school.
Yeah.
So, and we've got in, we've trained, we've fought, we've done all that stuff. We've been there. We know a little bit. I'm not saying we're not UFC fighters, granted, but we've been in there and done that. I absolutely think there are people out there that thought Conor McGregor was going to win. If there were people in this world that thought Conor McGregor was going to beat Floyd Mayweather, there were people in this world that thought Conor McGregor was going to beat Khabib. You both are equally fucking retarded, okay? You both are equally stupid and just dreaming. You don't really, you're not thinking logically.
Conor McGregor was beating Floyd Mayweather.
Until
Floyd Mayweather stopped fucking with him.
Until Mayweather's like, hey, man, how many more rounds do I got to go to? I'm going to win this. Okay, I'm going to stop letting him win.
I mean, anybody that watched that fight and thought for the first 6 rounds that was the real Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, man.
You're an idiot.
Mayweather put on a show. He made money.
People hate Mayweather. Mayweather is a businessman. Mayweather kept McGregor in that fight long enough to make money.
So yeah, 100%. And not only this. So not only did Khabib make him look like a child, Khabib put him in a bad spot twice on the feet.
He did.
Setting up his wrestling.
Correct.
Just like Donald Cerrone could if he wanted to.
That makes me. I want to see Khabib fight a fight on his feet.
Why though?
Just to see what he's got.
He doesn't want to.
He showed a little bit of striking ability in that fight to set up his takedowns.
Yeah, but I mean that's because McGregor was so scared of that takedown.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Why you got to show more. Nobody wants to watch GSP fight anymore because it's the same thing.
I disagree with that. Because what happens? I disagree with that because the second most popular fight or third most bought fight in the past 5 years is GSP's return against Michael Bisping. So people still want to see that motherfucker fight. So
I've never want to watch GSP fight.
I know. Every time GSP fights, I hear you say this. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The guy's boring as hell. He shoots in. Now, his boxing looked amazing against Bisping and got the knockout of her submission against Bisping, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But it was all set up with his hands. He tooled Bisping on the feet.
He did.
But
I mean, and that's if you go back to GSP when he first started fighting, that's how he fought. He was an exciting fighter.
But why did GSP go to that? Why did GSP start doing that? What he did?
Because he got knocked up.
He got clipped by fucking Sarah.
Mike Sarah.
When it should have never happened. He got clipped. He went down, and he's like, "Oh, wait a minute! I'll just go train with the Canadian wrestling team, which is one of the best wrestling teams in the world." And I'm just gonna
apparently 7 days a week.
I'm just gonna go make sure that I'm the best wrestler out there and take these guys down whenever I want. So, I get your point. Khabib.
I just want to see more. Just to see what he's got.
See, I don't. I love the fact I like people when they know their lane. If you're good at both, if you're Donald Cerrone and you're good at stand-up, then sure, go out there and fuck around with your stand-up for a little while. And then if you can't win the stand-up, take him to the ground. Khabib is not good at stand-up. Now, he's not bad like Askren. He's not bad like fucking Jake Shields because those motherfuckers are bad. But he is he is one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And he's mean as fuck with it, too. He's not a boring ground and pound guy.
No, he's not. I'm not saying he's a boring fighter.
I love the fact that he sticks to it.
GSP, when he takes you down, he does nothing.
He lays on you. He locks that leg down and he lays on you.
Khabib will take you down and he's still looking to end the fight. I mean, so there's a difference there. But I don't want him to just I don't want him to stay that one-dimensional fighter.
Yep, I agree.
I think that's only the big fights that are on the horizon right now. I don't think there's any.
Yeah, nothing.
I'm sure there's shit brewing.
There's going to be something big for December.
Yeah.
We don't know which one it is, but there's going to be something big for December. But I'm excited about I'm excited to see Nate Diaz beat.
Well, now we got Israel Azada or whatever. Paulo Costa's out with like some sort of biceps injury or something like that.
Did he fucking do too many curls again?
I don't know.
Son of a bitch. He looks like he does curls all day, every day.
He juiced up and
that dude's chiseled out of stone
and decided to curl a Mazda or something.
Yeah, that dude chiseled out of stone. Who was he set to fight?
That Israel Azada for the title.
I think he would have killed
for the title.
Whatever the guy's name is.
Now
killed him.
They're trying to find another fight or something like that. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing's really official yet, so it's hard to say what is actually going on.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Because that card it's in November, the stacked one.
It's in December.
It is December.
Yeah, December.
Where we got Covington and Usman.
Yeah, and man, I love me some Colby Covington.
And then that Azada fight was supposed to be on there too, wasn't it?
I think so. So it's a bummer that Costa's out because I really like Costa. Costa's going to get that belt one day.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, he's.
That fight against him and Yoel Romero was one of the most exciting fights I've watched in a long time.
So we got. Is it 245, right? UFC 245?
245 is the one in December, right?
The one that everybody wants to watch because it's going to be phenomenal?
It's going to be amazing.
No, it's Usman and Covington. And then Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski is the other fight.
Yeah, I'm not excited about that. I'm not excited about anything Max Holloway does.
And then the women's title fight, Nunes and De Ramonde or whatever her name is.
I'm not excited about that fight either because Nunez is going to kill her.
Nunez is phenomenal right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
But I will watch that fight just
apparently,
because of Colby
Matt Brown is still alive, and he's fighting Ben Saunders on that card.
That's a boring fight.
Uriah Faber's fighting on that card.
Yeah, I saw that.
Peter Yan.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's. I mean, I'm interested in that fight, that card.
Well, I like Faber. You know, I mean, and he's doing it at 42 years old. Now, granted, Faber's 42 is like most people's 32. I mean, the guy doesn't. He lives a clean, healthy lifestyle.
He really didn't stop training. I don't think.
No. And he lives a clean, healthy lifestyle. He always has. He doesn't feed his body shit. So the guy's still in phenomenal shape. He still fights the same fucking way, which drives me nuts.
Right.
Still sits there, super wide stance, cocking that right arm, and then throws it and then backs up and then does the same thing.
But he's another guy. I mean, he's got phenomenal wrestling.
Yeah, he's gone away from it.
He has. He's went away from that big time.
Well, now he's even going to go away from it even more because he just knocked out his dude.
Now he's a
knockout artist.
I still got it.
Now he's a knockout artist. So okay, I think that sums up UFC. That's cool though. I mean, I think some good conversations there on stuff coming up. I mean,
yeah. I mean, we'll get through this weekend. Like I said, it's a big fight. I'm having a hard time getting hyped up for it.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't think it's a big fight. It's not a big fight. There's no title implications in it. It's not a huge.
Yeah, I mean the winner's definitely not getting a title shot.
I mean, not yet. Nate Diaz is close.
As much as Masvidal claims that he's next in line if he beats
Diaz.
That's dumb. And I'm like, dude.
But Nate Diaz is close. If you beat Anthony Pettis and then you beat Masvidal, who just knocked out Eskridge, you're in that conversation. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about let's touch up this last week real quick.
Okay, let's go.
Let's burn through these ones.
We had Washington, Minnesota, Thursday night game.
Minnesota looked just as good as I thought they were going to. I really wonder if, and I'm hoping because I think it's kind of cool if Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs pressured Kirk Cousins to start taking chances. Because Kirk Cousins has looked like a different quarterback.
You have to think that they had
because he's looked like a different quarterback the past few weeks, and and it was ever since Adam Thielen just straight out called him out.
Right.
But Kirk Cousins has looked like a good quarterback.
Yeah, and like we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I mean, if they can continue to, they didn't have to keep up this production. They got to keep the thread of this production up.
Well, because Dalvin Cook is playing lights out, 170 all-purpose yards against Minnesota.
And then that defense. I mean, if they can continue to have that scare, whether it's through the air or on the ground, they're going to be a dangerous team come playoffs.
They're going to be dangerous. One thing I will say about that is, man, I don't know. I want some of whatever Adrian Peterson has taken, because at 34 years old, that dude can still roll, man. He was juking. He was jumping. He was sprinting. Guy looked fucking powerful. He looked good at 34 years old. So I was super excited just to watch him play still and do his thing. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, no, he's. I said it a couple years ago. I don't know what the hell this guy's eating, but
moved up to the 6th all-time in rushing yards.
I mean, when you think he's going to slow down.
Yeah, and he's with Washington. It's not like they have a great team,
right?
You know, but he's still chugging it out. Okay.
Next we got Denver and the Colts. It was kind of a snooze fest game.
It took right to the very end till fucking, they make that last field goal.
I love Flacco's post-game comments though. I gained a little bit of respect for Flacco.
What did he say? I forgot.
He came out and he was
talking about the offensive coordinator. Right?
He was criticizing the play calling. He said it's like we're playing to lose. He's like, we're a 1-6 football team or whatever the record is, 2-6 I think. He's like, we have nothing to lose. He's like, I don't understand why we're not trying to win the football game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about Flacco because he's out from 4 to 6 weeks now.
He is now, yes.
And
I just thought
I don't think he's that good of a quarterback in the first place.
He's not. I just thought I was like, hey,
you're 1-6 partly because of your play.
He makes a point.
He does
not trying to win that football game.
I agree to an extent.
I watched the end of that game. They weren't trying to win it.
I agree to an extent, but he hasn't played great this year.
No, he hasn't played bad. I mean,
he hasn't played horrible.
Middle of the road. He's not winning games. He's not losing them.
Yeah, I mean, but you're the quarterback, so you got to do one or the other. You got to put your team in a position to win.
You can't 100% say that, but I mean, teams have won Super Bowls with quarterback play like that.
Yeah, but you have to have a damn good defense, and
they
don't have.
You do, but I'm just saying, it's not.
You also have to have a decent running game to do that, and they really don't. Like Lindsey's good, serviceable backup, but he's not. He's
also 3'5".
Yeah,
I mean, what's his name is starting to have a bigger role, so I think that will open up more for Lindsey.
Yeah.
Because he's a bigger back. He'll start to wear you down a little bit. But we'll see. But I don't know. Are they going to go with the rookie?
I don't know.
Drew Lock? He looked decent in preseason.
Why not? Because he's your future.
You're
1-6. You're 1-6. Yeah. Right? What's the point? Now, if I'm 1-6, now he's got his opportunity. But if you're 1-6, and I look at Flacco and be like, hey, you know what, motherfucker? You're right, buddy. We got nothing to lose. Hey, Locke, you're starting.
Right.
That's my personal.
But hey, you said it.
You said it, not us, right?
All right, next one, Tampa Bay and Titans. Titans came away with that one.
If I could kill one person with my mind, it would be Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
This guy cannot not turn over the ball. And he's turning over the ball in huge game-time decision situations. And I literally feel like this guy cannot get the job done.
At the end of that game, was that a receiver's bad route, or was that Jameson just misreading what his receiver was going to do on that last interception?
I believe that it was. I think it's a little bit of mixture of both.
I think it was too, because the way the receiver acted, like he was like, "Oh shit," and then Jameis Winston starts bitching him out.
Yeah.
But I think Jameis Winston bitches everybody out when he throws an interception. Like he automatically assumes.
Yeah, he bitches a lot. He bitches a lot. Yeah.
He automatically assumes it's someone else's fault.
Yeah. Good news is my two favorite quarterbacks in the league now lead the league in interceptions thrown. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean that's you know what I mean?
So okay, next game is that Atlanta,
Arizona, and New Orleans.
I mean New Orleans, Drew Brees.
I mean
God, like
everybody,
he's still
like,
so good.
Everybody's like, I think he should. Like everybody, like on like the pre-games, I think he should wait till after the bye, let that thumb heal. I don't know what Sean Payton's thinking, letting him play. And I forgot what guy goes. I'm pretty sure if you're Sean Payton and Drew Brees, a walking first ballot Hall of Famer, comes out and says, "I'm ready to play,"
yeah,
you play him.
Here's the deal: nobody knows what's going on in that locker room like those two guys do. And if Drew Brees was sitting here slinging balls left and right, him and Sean Payton would look and be like, "I feel good, coach. We're gonna go get this one."
That video that I watched 2 weeks before he came in looked like he could have played that week.
Sean Payton is probably the second best coach in the league. All right, and Drew Brees is one of the top 3 quarterbacks of this generation.
Right.
Let them do their job and shut the fuck up.
I mean, it's.
If Drew Brees wanted to play the next game, I'd have been like, all right, bro, you sure you just want to hand it off a lot? Or, like, what do you want to do? Because you're not going to go against Drew Brees.
No.
Because he's going to find a way to win the game.
I mean, like they said, he's a walking first ballot. I mean, he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's.
And still slightly, in my opinion, underrated. Because he's been shadowed by Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
And I don't know why. I don't know why he's been shadowed because he's 5'0", or shadowed because of his play.
Yeah, I mean,
see what I did there?
Yeah, I like it.
But Aaron Rodgers is not better than Drew Brees in my opinion. I have Drew Brees before I have Aaron Rodgers on my team.
I personally think Drew Brees is probably the best quarterback in the league right now.
Probably.
And has been for years.
I think so, at least 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before Peyton turned into
that
backup
older
Peyton. Yeah, the older Peyton. The last 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, yep, I agree.
Up until that point, you can make a case that obviously Peyton Manning
and Tom Brady. Tom Brady's still good. Don't get me wrong. I just don't give him as much love.
I don't think he's at that Drew Brees level.
You know what I am excited for is to see if Tom Brady is going to be on a different team next year.
There's rumors.
If he's going to be on a different team next year, is he going to get the job done just like he did under Belichick? And I say no.
Right.
I could be wrong now. Belichick is the smartest football coach ever. I
actually want to see. I'll give Tom Brady all their accolades in the world if he can go somewhere else and win.
And throw 35 touchdowns and 2 interceptions and win a Super Bowl.
And prove that it's his ability and not the system.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on. Let's go. We got Cincinnati and the Rams.
Nobody cares about Cincinnati.
Across the pond.
Yeah, nobody cares about Cincinnati.
Rams dominated them. Cincinnati benched Andy Dalton this week. And we're going to go with the rookie.
Yeah.
Then we got the Jets and Jacksonville. Jacksonville won that one pretty easily.
The mustache. He looks good, man.
Mustache is
3 touchdowns. A couple of his plays look phenomenal. Like, that guy's good, man. And the team is rallying behind him.
Right.
The team loves him.
What do you do? Like,
I think you let this year play out a little bit more. I still think you keep Nick Foles going into the first couple.
When Nick Foles is healthy, dude.
No, you stick with what's winning.
Say you got to go with.
You stick with what's winning.
Minshew,
you stick with, and Minshew can be their very future. And then I keep Nick Foles for probably the first 4 games of next year. Right? I start Minshew, keep Foles for the first 4 games of next year, just to make sure that teams aren't adjusting to Minshew, right? And then you trade Nick Foles for a good package. That's what I would do.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the way he's been playing, I don't think Minshew's going anywhere.
No,
I mean,
he's doing good.
He's proven that he can play at this level.
Yep.
Then we got the Giants and the Lions. The Lions got that one.
Yeah, the Lions are just still. I mean, they're very consistently good.
Yeah, I mean, even in the games they've lost, they're in
a tough fucking division.
They played pretty good.
They're in a tough division.
And then we got the Chargers and the Bears. Another one that came down to a field goal.
I really thought I picked the Chargers on that one. Looking back, I don't think I would have picked the Bears on that one. I thought for somehow the Chargers were going to pull one out. Melvin Gordon looked a little bit of a shell like himself. He looked good.
I'm pretty sure he said the Chargers. I don't know.
What's that?
I could have swore you said the Bears, not the Chargers.
No, it might be. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm still winning by 10 games, so it doesn't really matter. But no, that
was another game though. I mean, Chicago just cannot win a game by a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, I know that feeling.
I mean, they did it a couple weeks ago, but
listen, I'm a Tampa Bay fan. I know all about missing field goals. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you don't feel sorry for them at all.
Not at all.
All right, then we got Buffalo and Philadelphia.
I had a feeling Philly was going to come out and kick their ass. And they did.
Kind of controlled that game from the start.
Philadelphia has something. They just got to put it together every week.
They're
and I think they will.
They're definitely a good team.
I think they will.
I thought Buffalo at home with that defense, they were just going to keep it rolling, but I
think Philly's underrated because of their. But I mean, look who they've lost to. They've lost to a couple good teams. So I don't know.
Then we got Seattle and Atlanta. Seattle won that one pretty easy. Russell Wilson continues to play pretty damn good.
DK Metcalf is coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, by the way.
He had 2 touchdowns and 13 yards.
That's because that guy is a red zone threat like none other. He's so big. He's so fast. He's so strong.
Well, on that first touchdown, they had the ball like on the 6-yard line.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then we have Carolina, San Francisco. We kind of touched on that one a little bit earlier. San Francisco just dominated that game.
I think that was just a quicksand game. A quicksand effect for the
Panthers. Once it started going bad, it just didn't.
They couldn't pull it out. Yeah.
That is the first game that Kyle Allen has lost as a starter, and the first game in which he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, I mean, no big deal. It's gonna happen.
I'm like, that was pretty interesting. I knew he hadn't lost, but I didn't know he hadn't thrown an interception. And then we have Cleveland and New England. New England won that game.
Just for the record, that Baker Mayfield is hands down my favorite player in the league right now, besides Christian McCaffrey and Mike Evans. Did you see the little press conference that he had? Did you see him go off?
Oh yeah,
I love it. And then he comes out and makes probably one of the most genius statements that I've ever heard in my life from a football player, or probably from any athlete. And I mean, to me, this was just I thought this was awesome. And I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I was gonna write it down, and I can't pull it up because obviously right now because we're recording, but. He had made the statement saying, when it's convenient for you guys, you call it passion. Or when it's not convenient for you guys, you want to call it attitude or whatever else he called it. Which is a genius statement. He's a football player. He wants to win.
Right.
I mean, if you are at all competitive, and these fucking people who sit there are in press conferences and reporters and everything else, have never played any kind of sport or been passionate about winning in any kind of thing, have no idea what it's like to lose at something you try your fucking ass off.
Especially at that level.
At that level. I mean, at any level, there's passion behind winning. But at that level, and you're asking the guy, are you happy with the drive? We didn't fucking score. Don't ask me dumb shit.
Right.
And I love it when he sits there and he's like, no buts. Yeah, I told you what it is. I'm telling you how it is. And for him to come out and say, hey, listen, flat out, in all honesty, it's true. When reporters want to sit there and bash a player, they call it bad attitude, a bad character, blah, 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 character flaw. When they want to, if Tom Brady said that thing, it's, he's just passionate. He's super passionate about losing.
Correct.
And everything else. 100% agree with him. 100% love it. I love the shit out of that guy. I still think he's going to be a stud quarterback. It's just a matter of time before they get rid of Freddie Kitchens.
Right. And I mean, he's still figuring out how to play at this level. People forget that. He's not a 5-year vet.
Yeah.
This is his second season.
Yep.
So
no, he is going to be a good quarterback. His attitude, I don't think, and his passion will not allow him to be a bad quarterback. I think that guy will win a Super Bowl in his career. I think he will have a great career. And I love the fact that he just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, and I like we've talked about all year long. Freddie Kitchens is obviously the problem here because there's no discipline on that team. At times, it doesn't look like they know how to play football.
Did you see some of the plays?
Yeah.
I mean, now granted, I can't say anything because my wide receiver ran into my running back on a play and took each other out, but it looked that bad.
But when you have that much talent on your team and you're playing like you don't, at times you look like you don't know how to play the game of football, that comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're just undisciplined.
And then we have Oakland and Houston. Houston got the win on that one.
Deshaun
Oakland
Watson
still looks
They still look good. They were in the lead for that game for a little while.
Look good.
Oakland's still good.
Deshaun Watson finally got the ball to my boy DeAndre Hopkins. I'm digging it.
That he was on a trade bubble. DeAndre Hopkins they were talking about trading him.
I didn't read that one.
Yep, they were talking about trading him for a minute. He was in discussions, but you can't trade away one of the best receivers in of the league.
No, and
that's like trade away Mike Evans.
Yeah,
don't do it.
And then one of the plays Watson made they ended up ruling it that he was down by. He was sacked, but when he got away from that sack and got enough away to throw that ball, I still think you let that play out.
Watson is a very rare talent. He can scramble, and he's that scrambling quarterback that we all are really wary of. But he's got a cannon. He's got good receivers. He's got great mechanics.
Right.
He can play football.
But like Russell Wilson, Watson doesn't use that running ability to run.
No.
He's using it to expend the play and try to throw it. He'll run if he has to.
He still gets yardage.
He always wants to throw the ball. And I think that's what you want if you have a mobile quarterback.
Right.
You want that trait where he's always trying to throw the ball.
You don't want Lamar Jackson, who's on track to beat the league, the career rushing record for a touchdown.
Yes.
For a quarterback.
He's like 5th in the league in rushing yards.
Yeah, he's on track to beat Michael Vick's rushing year, where Michael Vick had 1,046. He's on track to beat that.
Right.
As a quarterback.
By week 10.
Yeah, it's insane. It's nuts.
Then we have Green Bay and Kansas City. That was a good game. For a backup quarterback.
Surprisingly, Kansas City is still hanging in there. They're not getting the job done without Patrick Mahomes, but they're hanging in those games.
Matt Moore surprised the shit out of me how well he played in that game.
They're playing good. He's playing good.
But Green Bay got the win. Aaron Rodgers and his dominance. All the announcers think the guy walks on water. He's good, don't get me wrong. He's a good quarterback, but he doesn't walk on water. And they always just chalk it up to, Aaron Rodgers is doing Aaron Rodgers.
I just don't like Aaron Rodgers as a person. I think he's kind of a doorknob. I haven't liked him ever since Brett Favre came out, and he's like, I did not like the kid coming out. He's a cocky, arrogant kid, and he talked down to me, and I still don't like the kid.
Right.
So, and he plays like that. I think he got his coach fired last year.
Oh, he got his coach fired bigger than shit.
What's what it is?
He was changing the play in the huddle.
Yeah.
He was Willie beaming it. All right, Monday night, Miami and Pittsburgh. I don't think anybody cared. Pittsburgh won that one.
Hey, Miami did jump out to a 14-0 lead.
They did.
And then they didn't score.
Pittsburgh was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, it's like, all right, stop, guys.
All right, let's jump into this.
No, we're going to play a game real quick.
Okay,
we'll play a game. All right?
Oh, but before we play a game,
we're
going to talk about that sport you don't like, baseball.
Who cares about the Nationals winning?
Okay.
They booed Donald Trump when they came on the
first time in Major League Baseball history, NBA and NHL, anything that does a series, that the home team never won a game.
Yeah, that's interesting.
In the championship series.
Interesting. I also think it's really shady that the World Series always comes down to Game 7. There's like 40, 37, 38, 39 Game 7s in baseball's history. There's more. There's not. I think it's like a quarter of the amount for basketball. It's really weird to me. I think it's shady. I also just don't like baseball. So.
I was waiting for something important to come out of your mouth.
No, not important. I just don't like baseball. I will say it's very cool the Nationals won, given the fact that Astros were being called one of the best teams ever assembled in baseball.
Well, both teams had crazy pitching staffs.
Yeah, they didn't have Astros didn't have a weakness.
No.
They really didn't have a weakness. But Nationals came out.
Home field advantage.
Doesn't mean shit.
Was a weakness.
And I also do think it's funny that as much as I don't want the Nationals to win, because when Donald Trump comes on the screen, the whole fucking National Stadium booed. But I thought it was funny that after the second win that they were practicing the World Series acceptance. Yeah, the trophy acceptance. Did you see that? Oh my God, you didn't see that?
No.
It was funny as hell. So after they went up 2-0, right?
Right.
So after the second win, before Game 3, they brought the podium out and they were practicing. They were rehearsing their World Series trophy acceptance.
And then bam, they were down 3-2.
And then they were down 3-2. So I do think that was funny, but kudos to them. Astros were a great team. They really didn't have if they had a weakness, it was on their glove. They had a slow glove at shortstop. They had a slow glove at second base, but those motherfuckers can pitch.
Oh yeah,
all
they
of
have
them.
Great pitching.
So kudos to them. Congratulations, Nationals. I don't really care. You know what? You know how I know that I'm not alone in this? Because the Chiefs-Packers game drew 3 times the ratings that the World Series did that night. I'm not the only one who doesn't give a shit, all right? Baseball's fucking boring, all right? The only reason people talk about it is because it's politically correct. That is not America's favorite pastime anymore.
Oh, it hasn't been for a long time.
All right? So nobody gives a shit. They'd rather watch Aaron Rodgers and no Patrick Mahomes Chiefs play.
Yeah. Could you imagine if Patrick Mahomes would play that game?
It would have been 4 or 5 times. Nobody cares about baseball anymore. All right? Kudos to you guys for making it $300 million.
Apparently, Patrick Mahomes, though, was not a human because he could have played that game. He told his coach, he's like, I want to play. They're like, no, we're going to sit you out another week.
Bro, you dislocated your kneecap 2 weeks ago.
He's like, this one is
I had to slide your shit back in place. Yeah, so I'm not the only one who doesn't like baseball. Many more people would rather watch the Packers and Chiefs play when Patrick Mahomes is not in the game. So, I'm not the only one.
All right, let's play your game.
Okay. Word association. All right. You get one answer, one-word answers, and then you get 10 seconds to say why. That's your one-word answer. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, I'm going to say a topic. Okay. I'm going to pull one out of my ass. All right? And you're going to give me the one word that you associate with what I say, with my word. All right? And you got 10 seconds to explain why.
Okay.
Okay? Ready?
Where'd you come up with this shit?
I'm trying to mix it up, man.
Oh, all right.
All right. I'm trying to mix it up.
All right,
okay? Do more fun shit.
All right, let's go.
Okay, ready?
Let's go. Yep.
I literally got to pull this out of my ass because I had this shit written down, and then we got fucking busy as hell. I had 19,000 little fucking trick-or-treaters walking around here asking for money, or asking for candy. So. Money, too. Little scammers. Okay. Dana White. One word. You really don't think from the hip, do you? Come
genius.
On. Okay. Genius. Okay, why genius?
I don't know. He's ahead of his time when it comes to promoting.
Okay.
He can make a diamond out of shit. Look at this weekend's fight. I mean, he just doesn't give a shit. I'm a Dana White fan. He just keeps it going. I don't know.
Okay.
There's just something. He's just got that quality that you love to hate him or you just love him.
Okay. Christian McCaffrey.
Phenomenal.
Why? Well, I mean, I don't have to ask why.
Yeah, why? I don't know.
I mean, he's white chocolate, baby.
Yeah, he's unfortunately he's gonna have a short career, but he's just showing that he can do it all. He wants the ball.
He's amazing. Yeah,
it's fun to watch. Unfortunately, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch. I agree with you. It's really fun to watch. I think it's bringing some people really to. It's bringing putting a zone back on the running back position a lot. I think a few people are slowly starting to do that more and more. But man, Christian McCaffrey, he's got a good bloodline. His dad was fun as hell to watch on the Broncos. But yeah, I agree. I think he's awesome. So okay, let's see. Let's pull another one out. Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper.
Who?
I think outstanding. I'm a huge Bryce Harper fan. He's kind of like that. He's kind of like that Baker Mayfield. Like he came in the league with high expectations. He kind of had that arrogant attitude to him.
He still does.
He still does.
He's
still a great baseball player.
He is.
I think he made a mistake by leaving the Nationals, not just because they won the World Series, but I think the Nationals were a better team even at that point than the Phillies were. But he took a paycheck.
Sure.
He wanted to get paid.
Okay. Cool. I like it. Let's go Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. 2BD.
Okay.
TBD.
Right.
To be determined. I still don't know. I still don't know if he's going to be that guy or if he's not going to be that guy. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever know until Jason Garrett's gone because apparently he can't make up his mind if he wants to coach or not.
My word.
I think with a good coach, we could find out if Dak Prescott's going to be that guy.
My word for Dak Prescott would be overzealous.
Overzealous?
Yeah. So because have you seen him now come out and saying, "Oh, let me restructure my asking price a little bit more"? Well, fucking duh, because you came out on fire against garbage can teams.
Right.
Now you played a couple teams and you look exactly what everybody thought you were going to be. Not horrible, but definitely not amazing.
Not that.
And he's like, maybe I don't deserve 40. Give me 30.4. You know what I mean? So I think that's.
Give me 35.
Yeah. Adam Seaver.
Adam Seaver. Who the fuck is Adam Seaver? Oh, NBA commissioner.
Moron.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Ricky? Why is he a moron?
Because he lets those fucking idiots run his league.
He lets the monkey run his
play. He doesn't run nothing.
No.
the players in that league run that league.
Agreed, 100%. Roger Goodell.
Jackass.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of Roger Goodell. I think he's doing a horrible job as a commissioner in the NFL. He gets paid more than any player in the league.
Yep.
And apparently now he gets a lifetime jet. I don't know. He's just
$50 million a year lifetime, right? Is that what?
Yeah, something like that. And he gets a jet for lifetime. I don't know. There's things in the league that need to be addressed, and he has turned a blind eye to them pretty much the entire time he's been commissioner of the NFL.
Okay. All right. Let's do one more. Let's go one more. Let's see here. Let's make it a fight one. Let's go John Jones.
John Jones. Oh, what's the word I want to use for John Jones? Disappointment?
Okay.
Because John Jones literally could have been, in my mind, before all this drug and shit came out, John Jones was on his way to being probably the greatest fighter in the UFC of all time.
He still technically could be if you look at it, because he's still never lost.
Right. I mean, you got that aspect of him.
I'm just playing advocate here, right, and you know me, because I'm not a fan of John Jones.
But now he's got that cloud over him.
He does. He's got that.
For the failed, the PED, and then the whole cocaine issue thing that came about. So that is why I say disappointment, because I'm not a huge John Jones fan either, but he's a phenomenal fighter. Obviously, he can't be beat yet.
Yep. Do you think there's anybody in the UFC right now that can beat him? Either at 205 or at heavyweight.
I think if he goes heavyweight, Stipe can beat him.
You think?
Yeah. Because he's got the stand-up for it. Yeah. And Stipe's got good ground game.
Oh,
his wrestling.
He's a very good wrestler, and I mean he's good all around.
Right.
He's got power. His boxing's crisp.
I think Stipe can beat him. Stipe might be the only guy right now that could beat him.
Now, John Jones came out and said, "I only want super fights. I only want money fights."
I saw that.
So, because he
hasn't been motivated by his last couple of fights.
He hasn't been motivated, which tells me that, I mean, he's trying to push off the fact that he's looked average his last couple of fights, and he has. Thiago Santos. I didn't even know who that guy was before, and I didn't watch any of his fights, and that guy's a machine. And he blew out both of his knees in that fight and still took it to him.
Correct.
So, is it John Jones off of PEDs, or is it John Jones not being motivated? And I feel like a little bit of it's a little bit of an excuse.
Now you have to wonder is how many of those dominant performances was he on something?
Right.
You know, so now there's just that black cloud. That's why I say disappointment, because there's just that cloud.
Speaking of, did you see the picture of TJ Dillashaw on Training Lab's latest post?
I did not.
He's not looking in shape, let me tell you that.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you got juice.
Not looking in shape. I mean, he still looks in shape for an average guy, but you used to see TJ Dillashaw with his abs that have abs and his cut.
Right,
you know what I mean? He does not. He's definitely not in fight shape as much as he could be. So, cool, man. I just wanted to just mix things up a little bit. So,
I dig it.
You know what I mean? Just some different things. So, all right, let's move on to this week and finish up with this week.
Let's talk about some trades real quick, real fast, though.
I forgot about trades.
So we got we'll hit up some of the big ones. I want to talk about the NCAA a little bit. We'll talk about that next week though. About the whole pay to play, because they're trying to come up with something.
The only good thing that might come out of that is they might bring back NCAA now on Xbox and PlayStation.
Hopefully.
So that would be badass if they would. So.
But we'll see. We'll talk about that next week though, since we're getting to our normal point.
Yeah.
All right. So the ones we all know about, obviously the Rams got Ramsey.
Yeah, that was
a couple weeks ago.
That's a good one, but then they get rid of Aqib Talib.
Right. So they got rid of Ramsey. Also sent Marcus Peters to Baltimore at the same time.
Yeah.
And then now they've sent Aqib Talib, which is basically a salary dump.
It is. That's what I'm saying. That's $4 million. It opens up $4 million for him.
So they get rid of Talib so they can eventually restructure Ramsey's deal. I'm guessing was what they're.
Now the question is, do they have a good enough secondary to go without two good cornerbacks? Because you went from having two good cornerbacks to now only having one dominant one.
Correct.
So
I mean,
now they know they know that locker room better than we do.
Correct.
So do they see something up and coming in a young buck?
They must.
So that's my question on that.
I mean, I can understand getting rid of Talib. He's a little older. But if you're getting rid of Marcus Peters as well, who's considered one of the better younger cornerbacks in the league.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's interesting.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. The Patriots go out and get Mohamed Sanu from the Falcons for a second-round draft pick.
Are the Patriots just fucking, wide receiver hungry? Like, they just seem like they're dying for
the Patriots have been trying to get Sanu since the draft.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tom Brady has wanted
Sanu is good.
He is.
He gets shadowed by Julio Jones.
And he has.
But he's always consistently a 750 to 800 yard guy.
Now he's shadowed by Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. So I mean, he's always been that guy to get them 750 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns.
They gave up a second-round draft pick. I can't remember if it's for next year's draft or the year after. It didn't say. I'm guessing it's next year's draft.
Second-round draft pick's a lot, though.
It is.
It's for a second-string wide receiver.
Right. And
I don't know.
He's in his 30s, I think. So he's
not young.
Receiver.
Well,
so
I mean, I'm not going to question anything Belichick does.
But apparently Tom Brady wanted him, so they delivered.
Yeah.
Philadelphia got Jannard Avery from the Browns. He's a rookie defensive end.
Okay.
Obviously, that's not a big name.
I don't know much about him.
Not a big splash. The Eagles gave up a 4th-round draft pick for him.
Okay.
Arizona goes out and gets Kenyon Drake from Miami.
Why?
Because they are down to nothing at running back.
Well,
David Johnson's hurt, and that dude who came in has been killing it for him is hurt.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Now, did you see I saw, I don't know. I'm interested to see how the Kenyon Drake thing comes out. Kenyon Drake's a good back.
He is.
And he was on a shitty team. Now he goes to another shitty team, but not quite as bad.
But a team who's obviously trying to build.
Right, and young.
Yeah.
You're trying to build young. You know what I mean? So, the story here is I super, super feel bad for David Johnson. He had 2 or 3 stud years. He was a great running back.
But for nothing. I mean, Arizona gave up nothing to get him. It was
now what happens when all those guys come back?
A 6th-round draft pick next year. If Kenyon Drake plays good, it could turn into a 5th.
Yeah.
I mean, so Arizona gave up nothing for a good player.
Yeah.
Then you got the Giants went out and got Leonard Williams from the Jets.
Yeah.
Good defense. He's a good defensive lineman.
He's a good defensive lineman.
I don't think he makes the Giants Super Bowl contenders this year by any means.
I don't think God could make the Giants Super Bowl contenders. Now I'm going to say that. I mean, God's going to be like, oh, hey, want to see something funny? Please. I am a religious man. Please, God, don't make Eli Manning win another Super Bowl. Right. Okay, I don't want to see that.
But the Giants gave up a 3rd-round draft pick in 2020 and a 2021 5th-round draft pick for him. So they didn't really give up much.
Not too much.
The Cowboys went out and got Michael Bennett from the Patriots.
I hate that guy.
For a 7th-round draft pick.
I hate that guy.
Oh, the guy's a jackass.
I hate that guy. I think he's going to be more problems. He's out there. I mean, it's interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when it comes out. That guy is one of the spokespeople for the NFL and for the NFLPA who comes out and is all for kneeling in the national anthem and being a fucking dipshit and all this other shit. And Dallas Cowboys have a very strict rule about that. Jerry Jones says you will play on this organization and you will stand, otherwise you will not be part of this organization. Correct. I'm interested to see how it turns out, but I hate Michael Bennett.
Bennett hasn't kneeled in a while, so I don't know if that had anything.
Well, he's been in the locker room,
but
he's been staying in the locker room.
Jones just came out and said that he likes what Bennett can bring.
I think the guy's a jackass
for depth to this team.
Yeah, I think he's a jackass.
But if he turns out, and they've also reworked his deal, so he becomes a free agent after this year.
Well, everybody signs that contract going to the Cowboys, saying you will abide by our conduct rules. So
I mean, if he bombs, they give up a 7th-round draft pick.
Right.
And if he produces good depth, they give him a 7th-round draft pick.
Yeah, I hope he dies.
I hope he dies. Seattle goes out and gets safety help in Quandre Diggs from Detroit, which pissed off a lot of people in Detroit.
Yeah.
In that locker room. In the secondary, they're not happy that the Lions got rid of him. For a 5th-round draft pick and a 7th-round draft pick.
The Seahawks, man, they're scary.
So
the Seahawks are still scary. I just don't know. The NFC is up for grabs for 4 teams, and I think you've got Seattle, you got New Orleans, you have the Packers, and you have Minnesota. And those 4 teams
not throwing the Niners in there.
Look amazing. I'm not throwing in the Niners until they beat someone more credible than the Panthers.
Okay, so in Seattle goes out and gets safety help. I mean, the Niners go out and get Emmanuel Sanders from the Broncos.
Good trade for them.
Emmanuel Sanders is a decent wide receiver.
He's not a bad wide receiver. In his heyday, he was a very good receiver. He's a speed guy.
Yep.
He's somebody who Garoppolo can just throw it up to. They have Kittle, which covers that underneath route. And then you've got a burner.
Apparently, Kittle
you've got Breda and Coleman. Kittle is like a giant child. He reminds me a lot of Gronkowski when I see him play.
But the boy plays.
Oh, he balls out
football.
for sure. Like he can play. But that offense is with Emmanuel Sanders coming into that offense. That opens up Coleman. That opens up Breda. That opens up Kittle. And there's no excuses for Garoppolo to look uncredible.
Correct. And so they got Emmanuel Sanders and a 5th-round draft pick for a 3rd and a 4th.
I think it's a good deal.
So, I mean, the Texans go out and get Jerron Conley from Oakland, the second-year corner. He was a 1st-round draft pick last year. Okay. Hasn't really played great.
That's cool.
Houston gave up a 3rd-round draft pick.
Okay.
One of the funnier things I thought of the week, the Jets did receive some phone calls for Le'Veon Bell.
One was from Pittsburgh.
One was from Pittsburgh.
What the fuck?
Why the hell would you let this guy walk and then turn around and go, maybe we should trade for him?
I don't know. I don't like Bell. I've never really been a big fan of Bell, but I really don't like Bell ever since he held out and did all this whole thing, and now it's turning out to be a fucking bust, and he's not having a good year at all.
I just thought it was funny. I'm like, you let the guy walk and then you try to trade for him.
I guess I don't get it. Next thing you know, they're going to be calling Antonio Brown. They're like, hey,
we got a job.
I was just fucking with all you guys. You guys want to come back and let's make something happen? Like,
another trade that fell through. The Cowboys were trying to get Jamal Adams from the Jets.
Yeah, that was a big one.
I was hoping that was going to happen because I'm not a Jeff Heath fan, and Jamal Adams would have been a huge upgrade.
Jamal Adams is a big upgrade.
Jamal Adams is one of the better safeties in the league, and it's only his 3rd year.
Yeah, he's going to be good for quite some time.
Jamal Adams said he would love to go home and play for the Cowboys, but then turned around and bitched that the Jets were shopping him behind his back.
Yeah. I mean,
but the Jets.
You're in the NFL, man. That's gonna happen.
The Jets wanted a Patrick Ramsey type deal for him. They wanted the Cowboys offered him a 1st-round draft pick for it.
I heard that, but he didn't offer a 1st and 2nd. So now I agree. This one irritates me a little bit when you have a player coming out and speaking out against the organization. I never like that. I think that's always stupid. Because you, as much as I hate to say, they are not. I've read threads and everything else. I've gotten debates about this. They are not independent contractors. They are employers. They employees. So you are an employee of the NFL. You're an employee of that team. Do not come out and speak out against your team. I would never come out and speak against my boss. So, listen, you're in the NFL, bud. Like that shit happens.
It's business.
I mean, it's business is business. You're gonna fucking deal with it.
Trading you for
does it
draft
fucking
picks?
matter because you're on the Jets? Do you think you're gonna be a Super Bowl next year? Fuck no. Cowboys are closer than the Super Bowl than fucking the Jets are.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't you just shut the fuck up? I get you like playing in New York, but it's business. It's part of business.
Correct.
So it is what it is.
But yeah, so apparently the Cowboys weren't offering enough, so that trade didn't happen.
That would have been a good addition.
And also, that would have been a great addition. Yeah. Jamal Adams is a hell of a safety.
Yeah, that would have been a good addition.
But that was really all the trades. A couple things. Robbie Anderson was wide receiver for the Jets, was on the table. Nothing came through.
The Raiders wanted him.
The Raiders wanted him.
He is deceivingly good.
The Browns
he's not great,
and another team tried to get Trent Williams from the Redskins.
That whole thing has turned into a weird scenario.
Yeah. It's,
cancer now is involved in saying that
the Redskins
didn't care about the cancer.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It kind of makes you not want to care about it. I mean, like, it's taking that turn.
Shut up. You know what? Exactly. It's like, just move on, man. It's football.
But that was about it. It was different. I mean, there was a lot of.
There was more talk than there was action this year.
Right. There was a lot. I mean, which is exciting.
Yeah.
For how many years there was no trades whatsoever. Yeah. And now teams are more willing to try to move some pieces before the deadline. So I don't know.
I'm bummed that I didn't see the Buccaneers make a move. I really am, and this is completely off topic, and this is great. I really am interested. I wanted to see the Buccaneers make a move. I want to see the Buccaneers make a move towards a quarterback. I don't think Jameis Winston is a quarterback next year.
Speaking of quarterbacks, apparently a few teams called the Panthers about Cam Newton. Nothing ever came of it, but apparently there was some phone calls.
I don't think they're sold on Kyle Allen being their guy yet, and rightfully so. I mean, you don't just disregard Cam Newton. A former MVP and a former Super Bowl contender. You don't disregard Cam Newton because he's got hurt in the system. Cam Newton, that team is still better with Cam Newton under quarterback.
Right.
I mean, he's got to be healthy, though. And can the guy ever get healthy? I don't know. But
yeah.
I also don't know if Cam Newton's all there mentally right now. And I'm not saying he's a fucking nut job. I'm saying
he's just kind of defeated. He's been hurt a lot lately.
He's been hurt. In the past 3 years, he's been hurt a lot. It's always his shoulder, his foot, his ankle. I think he is in a very Andrew Luck position.
I was going to say, we just got done talking about this, the whole Andrew Luck thing. I think it's we're not in that position. We don't play that football. We don't play football at that level. You don't know what that does to you, mentally when you battle injuries and battle injuries
nonstop. And I get and he's a gamer. And anybody who sits there and says he's not a gamer, he's a gamer. And I mean, if he was to get, I don't know.
It'd have been interesting to see if someone came out of it though. Like, wow.
Yeah, I don't know if Cam Newton can be the same player as without him scrambling though, because he's not a great quarterback mechanically.
No, he's got a decent arm.
Yeah, he's
got a powerful.
He's got a powerful arm. He's not accurate.
He's not the accurate guy.
Not accurate.
So,
if he could force
Tampa Bay could have went for him. Got rid of Winston.
Somebody, please. He can transform him into what you were talking about earlier, how Russell Wilson uses his legs to escape the pressure, escape the pocket, and stop running and put yourself at risk.
Yeah, well, because Cam Newton is running the ball like a fullback.
All the time.
It's like, bro.
All the time.
I don't care if you're big.
Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was great for stats on fantasy, but it does nothing for your career.
Correct.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it was definitely an interesting trade deadline.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out.
This has been one of the most exciting years in football for about the past 5 or 6 years. There's some different teams coming to rise to the top. You still got the old oaks like Drew Brees and Tom Brady playing and Aaron Rodgers playing the way they are. But you got a lot of young guys who's making this game exciting.
But no one expected Aaron Rodgers to play like this.
No, I mean no one expected the Packers to be 7-1 this year.
Right. No one expected that. So I mean, I get what you're saying though. It's a different season.
It is a different season. It's not the same season as it always was.
All right, you ready to do our picks for this week and get out of here for the week?
I am.
I mean, we're doing our thing.
We're doing what we do. This is us.
This is definitely our thing.
This is us.
All right, Thursday night game, the Niners and Arizona.
I pick the Niners.
Oh, you know how close I am to picking Arizona in this game?
Why?
I like Arizona. I like what they're doing, and San Francisco has to lose at some point.
Not to Arizona though. Don't do it.
I don't know.
Let me be the voice of reason here. I'll tell you what. I will give you this game if don't pick the Niners, and if Arizona loses, I will take a 2-point loss on this one.
I don't know
because that's just not smart.
But San Francisco has to lose at some point. It's a division game.
No way.
San Francisco, but I really want to pick Arizona.
No way.
Really want to pick Arizona. All right, Houston and Jacksonville.
This is a tough one.
This is a really tough one.
Jacksonville is playing good football.
Right.
And Houston's playing good football.
They're not winning every game, but
Houston's playing very good football. And
they just lost J.J. Watt.
They just lost J.J. Watt, which is huge.
And everybody knows that mentally on that defense, in the years J.J. Watt got hurt, goes down, and that defense starts struggling.
Now they don't have Clowney to fall back on.
Right.
I've got to go
with Merciless.
I got to go with Jacksonville in this one. I'm going with Jacksonville in this one, and I think that injury to Watt is the reason.
Think so?
Man, yeah.
As much as I love the stash, I think I'm going Houston.
Okay.
I think Houston is just might be finding who they are right now.
That
loss to Watt hurts.
I think that's what Jacksonville is. I think Jacksonville is finding out that they can be an offense. They have an offense. Yeah. This is not all defense, run the ball. This is, hey man,
that addition of Conley is huge.
It is, and these guys are catching the ball.
DJ Chalk or whatever the hell.
Yep.
Is playing great.
So I'm
with you on the stash, but I think in this game I'm gonna go Houston.
Okay.
Then we got Colts and Steelers.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. The Steelers haven't been playing bad.
I'm going to pick Pittsburgh on this, and the reason I'm going to pick Pittsburgh is because, yes, I know the Colts they have a good defense. They narrowly escaped Denver.
They did.
And so I'm just going to go with I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I think they're a better spot right now.
It's in Pittsburgh. I think I'm going to go Steelers on that one, too. If it was in Indy, I think that's how close that game is.
Yeah.
I think I'd go Colts.
That is a tough one. That's a close one.
All right,
for sure.
Chicago, Philadelphia. I'm going Philadelphia.
I'm going Philly.
And I don't think it's going to be close, unfortunately. I like the Bears. I thought they were going to have a good season.
Here's another thing. I like Trubisky. And I'm actually irritated that everyone's sitting here saying he's playing like shit because he's not playing like shit.
He's not playing bad.
He's not playing bad. Everyone's sitting here saying that Trubisky's the problem, Trubisky's the issue. Trubisky's playing good football. He's just not getting a lot of help.
Right.
So that defense is not as scary. That defense is not as scary, and you got rid of Jordan Howard.
Yep.
And now that running game is not scary.
Yeah, that defense just isn't scaring people like everybody thought they were going to.
They're not last year.
No. We got Jets in Miami. Ooh. Someone's got to win this game.
I'm going to go the Jets. I'll go the Jets. Just because they have Darnold and they have Bell.
Right. I'm going to go Jets. I like Darnold.
I don't.
I like Darnold a lot more than I like... Well, no, because they got Fitzpatrick. They got Fitzmagic playing again. They went back on their word. They said Rosen started the whole year.
Yeah, that's stupid, man.
Fitzpatrick in there.
They're dumb.
All right. Minnesota and Kansas City.
This is such a tough one. Is Patrick Mahomes playing?
I don't know yet.
They haven't said. Then I don't want to pick it.
It's still up in the air.
Here, oh man, this is a tough one.
Let me see. Let's see what he's listed as at this time.
You go ahead and do that. I'm going to move on to the next game so there's not dead air.
Yeah.
But that's a tough one. So Tennessee versus Carolina.
Tennessee and Carolina.
That's another tough one. That's another tough one because Tennessee's not playing bad football right now.
They're not playing bad,
and they're playing the football that I love. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Defense, pass when you have to.
Right.
Damn. I'm going to pick Carolina on that one. Yeah, I'm going to take this over since you're looking shit up. I'm going to pick Carolina on that one.
Carolina, Tennessee. I'm going to go Carolina as well.
Okay. I just think I think when you have a dynamic player, like McCaffrey and
Well, Mahomes is still listed as doubtful.
Okay. Excuse me. God, man, I'm going to go Minnesota. And it's not because of Mahomes. I think Minnesota is on the up, and I think they're figuring it out. I think Kansas City's defense is bad, and I think Minnesota is a better team all around.
I agree.
With or without Holmes. So I'm taking Minnesota.
I'm going to go mainly because of the question mark with Mahomes. I'm definitely going Minnesota. That'd be a tough one to pick, even with Mahomes.
That is a super tough one.
Because the Chiefs' defense is not that good. And the way Minnesota's playing right now, they could just light them up.
Yep.
Washington and Buffalo. Now, the rookie might start. Haskins.
That's
not like a game changer, but they might be giving him a shot. I don't know if he's going to go the rest of the year or what, but...
I'm going to pick Buffalo. I think Buffalo's got a better all-around team. I think they've got a better offense. They got a good defense.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo on that one as well. Tampa Bay and Seattle.
I'm picking Tampa Bay.
You're going Tampa Bay.
I am. Tampa Bay, I mean, if you remember last year, Tampa Bay had Seattle's number. Tampa Bay doesn't have anybody who can really defend Mike Evans. And Mike Evans is playing lights out right now. And Winston always seems to rebound off those shitty decisions.
Right. So, I'm going Seattle. But I like what you're saying with Tampa Bay, but we'll see. I got Seattle, though, especially at home.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But Arians knows that team well, though, too.
He does. Obviously from Arizona.
Yeah.
Detroit, Oakland.
I'm going to pick Detroit.
Detroit.
That's a tough one, too. Holy shit.
There's a lot of tough ones this week.
That's a tough one, too. Man.
I'm going to go Oakland.
Yeah, that's a tough game. I think Detroit's going to get it done.
Oakland's been close. A few weeks now, I think they finally figured a full game out.
Well, they're good.
They are.
They're way better. Really they're way better than they were last year. They're not a rollover for anybody.
Green Bay and the Chargers. I'm going Green Bay.
I'll go Green Bay on
that one. Cleveland and Denver. I'm going Cleveland.
Yeah, oh man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go Cleveland just off of the talent they have on the team. I want to go Denver, honestly, but I think they're gonna slowly start figuring it out here soon, even with Kitchens there.
Yeah, I mean you have to with that much talent. Sunday night game, Patriots and Baltimore.
This is a good game.
Can the Patriots slow down the running back at quarterback?
Patriots are on pace to have historically, hands down, the greatest defense of all time to allow the least points in the NFL by leaps and bounds. Not even close.
No.
So I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to be balling out this game.
No.
And Bill Belichick is the smartest coach.
Well, Bill Belichick's going to make Lamar Jackson throw the ball.
Exactly. And I don't think he can. No. So I'm going to go New England. I say New England.
I got New England as well. As much as I really want New England to lose, I just think Bill Belichick's too smart to get beat by a running back playing quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
And the Monday night game, Cowboys and Giants.
This is a tough game, too. Saquon Barkley adds a different dynamic to this team. I'm going to pick the Giants, actually, in this one.
I'm going Cowboys for the first time in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's not like you're not doing fanboy on this shit. I just think the Giants. I think the Giants are going to pull this one out. They're looking better every week. They're not going to be a great team moving forward. But no offense, I don't think the Cowboys are a great team.
If you go by point spread, this is the most points the Cowboys have been favored by in like 10 years.
Was it 7.5?
It's ridiculous. That it's really not that much many point difference, but this is the most points they've been favored by on the road or something like that in like 10 years or something like that. Yeah.
Oh shit, maybe somebody knows something I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I just think the Giants are looking like they're clicking a little bit better than they were at the beginning of the season. They got Saquon Barkley back, which takes that pressure off of old Daniel
Jones.
So, yeah.
Who really hasn't been horrible.
No.
He's played like a rookie.
He's starting to slow down a little bit.
He's
starting to be like, oh, shit, wait a minute, this guy's normal. But we expected that. We knew that was going to happen. We called that week 1 or week 2 saying, defenses are going to figure it out. And then it's really easy to come in and look good for 2 or 3 games. It's really hard to look good for a whole season.
Right.
So, yeah. I'm pretty solid with my picks.
Trying to find the point spread.
So what are we at total? 83, 37, and 1 is where I'm at?
You're at 83, 37, and 1. I'm at 73, 47, and 1.
We have 3 or 4 games difference in this week.
Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a big one.
I'm gaining 4 games.
That's a big one. That's a big one for you. So, well, cool, man.
That's not how you spell Dallas, by the way.
I think I know that. That's
there we go. Dallas Rams point spread.
What is it? Oh, no.
Nope.
Well, next week we will be talking about, of course, the NFL. We'll talking about how that we'll do a fight recap a little bit on those 2 main fights.
Yeah.
We'll touch up a little bit on basketball. We're not going to touch up on baseball. Thank God World Series is over. I don't have to watch another baseball game until April. I actually, another thing's funny, I didn't hear nearly as much about baseball this year as I normally do either. So I really don't feel like this is my only thing about people not liking baseball. I just think it's a growing thing.
This one's not showing the stat. This is saying they're favored by 7.
I thought it was 7.5 when I looked.
But I can't remember what it was. It might have been on the road. That's the biggest point spread they've had on the road in like 10 years or something like that.
I thought it was 7.5 last time I looked, but I could be wrong. So, but shit, other than that, it was a good week. It was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Some good stuff this week.
Next week we'll touch on the NCAA.
Yeah, we'll touch up on that a little
Starting
bit.
to pave the way to pay the athletes for their likeness.
Yep. I like that.
Which also could mean the EA Sports is bringing back NCAA football.
That would be awesome.
Which would be amazing.
I also think we should talk a little bit about now we have Antonio Rogers Cromartie coming out and saying the things he is.
Correct.
Saying that because he took a knee in the NFL,
the Colts cut him.
And now ruined his career. So let's touch up on that a little bit because I would like to see the correlation with how good these people who are taking a knee and their careers are being ruined with their career stats. Cromartie had been around for a little while.
Yeah.
And his play had been going downhill. He's been on 3 or 4 teams.
Oh, yeah.
So
you've played on a few.
I just want to, let's put some statistics to the accusations.
The guy has to play. He's got like 37 kids.
Yes, that's true. Which, well, we're not going to say anything. But, I'm not going to say you're going into a stereotype of dumb shit. But, yeah, so at the end of the day, we'll touch on that a little bit. I'm excited to touch on the NCAA.
I'll do a little homework. See what his career stats are.
Yeah, I would like to.
How great he was.
I would look at
decent at times.
Because here's the Eric Reed is not a lights out safety, and Kaepernick was not a lights out quarterback. Eric Reed is playing, but he's still fucking bitching though.
Oh, all the time.
He's still bitching.
Should be in the league. Blah, blah,
still
blah.
bitching. I don't understand. I'm surprised the Panthers have put up with it, but the Panthers are very. Lenient. Their new owner came out and said all this shit that they support this and blah 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 whatever. But so we'll touch up on that a little bit. Get a little bit of politician in there. A little bit of controversy in there. I think you and I are pretty much on the same stature about all that bullshit. But, hopefully we can ruffle some feathers with some dumb people. That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I think our Facebook post needs to start ruffling some feathers with some dumb people. So I think we need to get a little bit more opinionated on our opinion and stop trying to be so nice.
I'm down.
We're not really nice people.
No, we've been keeping it
we've been keeping it PG.
Check us out.
Here's some sports shit.
Yeah, sports shit. Not, hey, you're fucking retarded, baby.
If this is your opinion, you're
and let me tell you, that's coming.
Yes.
So,
has to.
We will get that podcast actually going. We'll be a registered podcast here within the next 2 weeks.
We got to change our name a little bit, I guess.
Got to change the name a little bit because for some reason somebody else came up with Alpha Sports 406.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Now that doesn't mean anybody has come up with it recently or using it. That means at some point in time someone came up with it and they registered it under that name.
Right.
So still bullshit.
And it went nowhere. Now we can't use it.
Yeah, I mean, look at us. We're rising to the top. So.
Right. We're on the way.
We're on the way. So a lot of fun stuff. Until next week, we will call it, and we'll see you then.
Peace.